Hi and welcome to this video. This is about Dogecoin and my name is Alan from Dogecoiner.com, and let's get straight into it and talk about Dogecoin then. So what is Dogecoin? Well, Dogecoin is a new form of cryptocurrency that's started to make headlines in the news. So you may have seen information about the Jamaican Olympic bobsleigh team, and they've managed to get into the Olympics, the Winter Olympics this year, and they've raised their funds using Dogecoin, amongst other things. And the article on the BBC website says it's the internet currency. So Dogecoin is a little bit like Bitcoin, which you may have heard of, and it's known as a cryptocurrency. And essentially what that means is that there are clients on the network that store a log of all transactions that have been made. So if you have some Dogecoins and you want to transfer those Dogecoins to a friend of yours, say, you can transfer those coins, and then all the computers on the network with the Dogecoin client running will confirm that transaction. So there's no central server running to control. It's all done by this audit log thing called a blockchain. Now, at the moment, because of the way the community's got behind Dogecoin, it's starting to make big waves in the world of cryptocurrency, and it's probably worth getting in now because the nature of cryptocoin is essentially that the coins come into existence through a process called mining, and what that means is that in order for coins to come into existence, a mathematical puzzle needs to be solved by one of the computers on the network. The nature of these puzzles is that they are very hard to solve, but they're also very quick and easy to check that the answer is correct. So your computer may solve one of these problems. It may take a number of days to do it, but every other client on the network can check that, check your answer to determine if it's correct within a small amount of time. Once it's determined that you've solved this puzzle, you're awarded a number of Bitcoins, and that gets added to the audit log with the blockchain, and all the computers on the network get informed about that change. So it's exceptionally secure. It uses a high level of encryption, and it's actually difficult to, it's not impossible, but it's pretty anonymous. You can assign yourself a number of different addresses for your what's known as a wallet. So let's look at the Dogecoin wallet now. So here's my Dogecoin wallet, and this is the main page of it, and you can see I've got it shows the balance there and the number of transactions that are coming through, and these are the recent transactions that it's showing. Now these coins here, these Dogecoins, have come from a process called mining that we talked about earlier, and I'll show you a little bit about that shortly. When you first install the Dogecoin wallet, it's going to need to synchronize with the blockchain. So you will need to allow that to happen, and it can take, for me it was about 6 or 7 hours. So it's going to take a while for your client to update the wallet. Don't get disheartened, just leave it going, because that's the only time really that you'll need to sync that information. Once it's synced, then it will only need to update the last so many transactions. So it won't take anywhere near the amount of time once you've synced the network. In order to send Dogecoins to a friend, say, you can click on the please send button, and you put your friend's address in there, and the label, if you want to include a label to let you know what the transaction's for, and then the amount that you want to send there, and just click on send. If you want to receive money, you can send. The way you do that is to create an address. You don't have to do this every time, but if you want to, you can give different people different addresses, and that will increase your anonymity. That's a difficult word to say. Anonymity. So it becomes difficult to track who owns how many Dogecoins. Many history shows you exactly what's occurred on your wallet, and you can add contacts and things. Dig allows you to mine on the client, but I've never been able to get that to work, and I use a different process which I'll talk about in a minute. And you can export your wallet and such and such. When you get into cryptocurrency and Dogecoin, you'll find that you need to be quite careful about how you store your wallet data, because obviously as Dogecoins get more and more valuable, then the information stored on your computer gets linked to that, and consequently, if your computer crashes and you lose that wallet, you've actually lost those coins. You can't get them back. And the same if your computer gets hacked or someone steals your computer, those coins can be transferred out of your wallet to another wallet, and you won't be able to tell who owns that wallet, and you won't be able to get those coins back. Another factor of cryptocurrency is that the transactions are not reversible. So once money's gone, you can't get it back unless that person sends you that money back. So where do we get the Dogecoin wallet from? That's simple. It's Dogecoin.com, and you can download the client for Windows, Apple, Android, and you can also run it in a browser. Okay, so how do I get Dogecoins then once I've got the wallet up and running? Well, if you can see, if I click on many history, this is another thing about Dogecoins, is that the language they use is quite amusing. It's based on a meme, an internet meme of this this dog, which I believe is called a Shiba Inu, and there's a lot of strange language used, but that's fine. It's quite amusing. If you click on many history, you'll see here I've got on the 17th of January I received 28 Dogecoins from a faucet, and a faucet is essentially free Dogecoins. So if you do a search on Google for faucets, you can let me find one here which I looked at before. So it's a Dogecoin faucet. Essentially you put your address in, you fill in the captcha, and you click on give coins. Let me see if that will work for me now. So click on much receive. I've only got a receive address here for Dogecoins. So there it is, faucet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on that, copy address, and post it into your Doge address. I'm going to fill in this captcha. Hopefully that's correct. Now that I found this website, just simply by going to Google and putting Dogecoin faucet in there, and there's a few that have actually run out. You'll see that they've run out of coins, but never mind. I'll click on give coins now. You got 4 Doge, and yeah, here it comes. Click on wow. Number of transactions 11, so that's gone up 1, and there is my 4 Doge. Click on many history and you can see it there. I received with that address 4 Doge, and you can see it's got a question mark beside it. Well, that what does that mean? Well, essentially it's waiting for other clients on the network to confirm that transaction. And the more clients on the network that have confirmed that transaction, the more probable that transaction is going to go through. And it just takes a little bit of time for those transactions to get confirmed. So it's nothing to be concerned about. That pretty soon that 4 will get transferred onto there. So that's how you use a Dogecoin faucet. Now the other method which you can do to get coins is to mine. Now this is a bit more complicated, but essentially you'll need a piece of software called a miner, and what that does is, depending on whether you have a good graphics card or not, and depending on whether you have an NVIDIA graphics card or an ATI graphics card, will depend on the software that you use to mine it. And essentially what it does is it uses your processor or your graphics card to solve these mathematical puzzles. Essentially you're throwing numbers and letters at a puzzle in the hope that you'll get a good result. So it's how efficient your graphics card or your processor can throw those numbers at the puzzle to get the result. The quicker your graphics card is or your processor, and the quicker you'll find the answer to that result. So the way I do this, so I've got an ATI graphics card, and I use something called CG Miner. So I've just, if you do a Google search for CG Miner, if you've got an NVIDIA card, you'll need something called CUDA Miner, and if you're going to be using your CPU to mine, which is not recommended really, because it's much better to mine with a graphics card. And Dogecoin is actually getting to the point now where it's becoming more difficult to mine. And another thing about cryptocurrencies is the longer they are in existence, the more people are mining, then the harder it is to mine. And it's basically to balance out the amount of coins being introduced into the system, so you don't get inflation. Now, if you do a search for CG Miner, you'll find the CG Miner page. This is hosted on bitcoin.it, and binaries and source. Make sure you get the latest version, or the version that you need for your card. I believe it's 3.7 I'm using, and you'll need to do a little bit of researching to find out the exact settings for your graphics card, because essentially it's going to configure your graphics card in the most efficient way to solve these puzzles. A consequence of this is that as soon as you start running the miner program, your computer will start acting quite slowly, and you may get some graphical glitches on the screen because all of your processing power is being thrown at these mathematical problems. So a lot of people tend to leave the computers on mining in the evening at night, because your computer becomes slow and sluggish if you're trying to use it while the miner's running. But I'll just quickly run my miner for you to see, and hopefully it won't affect the video recording. So this is CG Miner kicking off. I've got settings here for a thing called a mining pool, and I'll tell you a little bit about that in a moment. But in the file that you double click on to run CG Miner, I have a load of settings about your graphics card and how intense you want to do the calculations, and a few other things. Okay, and you can see that's started to mine the blocks now, and you can sit and watch. It's not very interesting, but there's a figure up here, 329.6k. Sorry, yes, 321.7k, and that'll go up. I think it normally goes up to about 350 for my graphics card. That's how many hashes, how many thousands of hashes you're throwing at the problem per second. So a better graphics card will give you a better figure here, and a worse graphics card will give you a worse figure here. So essentially you want that figure to be as high as you can possibly get it, but a consequence of making that higher is your graphics card will heat up, and if your graphics card heats up too much, you could actually destroy it. You could blow the chips on it, or you could seriously reduce the life of your graphics card by making it run too hot. I think when this is in full flow, I've left it on overnight before now, and it's gone to 80 degrees centigrade, which is, it's kind of on the edge of where I'm thinking it's not brilliant, but I'm willing to risk it just to mine these coins, because they are going up rapidly in value. So how is this working? Well, this little program is now connected to a thing called a mining pool. And a mining pool is a way of joining up with other people in order to mine these coins. And the problem is, as the difficulty gets harder, if you're going to mine on your own, it could take days, weeks, months before you actually solve one of these puzzles. And when you do solve the puzzle, you'll get all the coins for that, for solving that problem. Now that's fine, but for a lot of people, they can't leave the computer on for that long, and they would prefer to get a smaller reward for a smaller amount of time, so they can actually see the progress that they're making. So a mining pool allows lots and lots of people all to join together and throw in their processing power into one big pool, which will then solve these problems. And it means that as the problems get solved, the reward for solving those problems gets shared out amongst the users proportionately to the amount of hashing power they put into the pool. So what I recommend you do, if you're going to get into mining, which I do recommend you do, because you haven't got much time left before the difficulty will be too hard, so you need to do it now as soon as you can. I recommend that you join a mining pool, and the one I use is called Such Coins. Let's try that. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is my dashboard. You can see an overview of how many people are actually in the pool, or they're actually called workers. We've got 3,363 workers at the moment. What a worker is kind of a process which solves these hashes, and you create, there's underneath the dashboard there's an option for my workers. I'm just going to click on that, and you can see I've got one worker here, and you can see how many K hashes it's doing per second and the difficulty, so on. What happens is, once you create you'll need to create a worker to start mining in the pool, and you'll need to know the worker login and the worker password, because that gets put into the batch file that you use to run your miner software with. These mining pools have wikis and web chats, so they can help you get set up for mining in the pool. And generally, the people on these things are very friendly. They want the currency to succeed, so they'll help as much as they can. If we go to transactions, you can see what's going on as far as the Dogecoins that you've earned, and which ones have been confirmed or unconfirmed. May not even come up now. Website is very slow. There we go. So yeah, as the transactions get confirmed, that money gets put into your balance. There's a page to set up, I think it's edit account. I'm not going to go there though. If you go onto the edit account option, there's a way to set up the auto payment, so that when your account balance reaches a certain point, those coins will automatically get transferred. You'll need to put in your Dogecoin receive address, and then those coins will just automatically get put into your account. So that's pretty much it for Dogecoin. Just get you started. What I would say is make sure you get yourself started quickly. Do it sooner rather than later, because it seems now that it's going to be there is going to be a form of internet currency. It could be Bitcoin, it could be Dogecoin, it could be something else, but Dogecoin is well placed because of the amount of coins that can be in the system. It means that the average man on the street can actually start mining now and earn some Dogecoins, rather than Bitcoin, which is essentially it's out of the range of the normal man now. The normal person wouldn't be able to afford the equipment to mine Bitcoin to make it profitable. So Dogecoin has a great community, and the people in the community want the coin to succeed, and they're spreading the coins around in tips and helping people out. So it's definitely worth getting involved now before it's too late. Do it now and you won't regret it. Hopefully you'll have a good experience with Dogecoin, and if you've liked this video, please click on like under this video in YouTube, and visit my site dogecoiner.com and click on like and tweet, etc. on the pages there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.